With your CIGTV News Update, I'm Donna Bush. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday evening. Just days before January 1st, 2019, student athletes on Cayman Brac benefited from working with Caymanian Kareem Street Thompson, who's now an associate head coach at the University of Texas, San Antonio. The Cayman Islands will host the next Carifta Championship Games in April this year, and athletes across the Cayman Islands are preparing to take to the track and field. Now, Street Thompson, a former Olympics athlete, was joined by his wife, who's also a coach at UTSA, and president of the Cayman Islands Athletic Association, Lance Barnes. Mr. Barnes tells us why they went to the Brac for the training camp.
As an executive, we deem this very important. It's part of the entire community, the entire Cayman Islands, and we have talents here as well. We have had past Carifta athletes from Cayman Brac who have made Cayman proud. So we're trying to reignite track and field in the Cayman Islands with the efforts of those who are here already. So we're hoping to continue this for quite some time. Cayman is quite small, and we don't have the luxury of having thousands of athletes, We have talents here, we have the Lacey Barnes, the Denellis Thomas, Alex Pascal. These are athletes here who have gone on to win gold medal at the Carifta level. However, they train here at home. So if we can put programs in place such as this, bringing coaches here, using the knowledge and talents we have in Ireland to harness these young people's talent, that can benefit the Cayman Islands in the long term. I'm also hoping that the Carifta Games will do something, sort of reignite the efforts and motivate some of these young people to even train harder and be more participative as we try to grow the sport.
Now, Kareem and Jackie were able to work with coaches as well during their time on Cayman Brac. He says it was a no-brainer when deciding to go to the Brac because of the support he's always received from Cayman Brac elected officials, Deputy Premier the Honourable Moses Colonel, and Minister for Education the Honourable Juliana O'Connor Connolly.
The major purpose of this camp is basically to come down and to see and observe the preparations for the Carifta Games. The Carifta Games are coming up in April, and it's a huge event for the Cayman Islands. It could be a potentially historical event for the Cayman Islands for the athletes preparing. So I'm here to lend my expertise to the coaches, to help some of the young and up and coming athletes as they try to understand the gravity of what's about to hit. And basically just to help mentor some of the young coaches on the island and help them to see the things that we see, on a day-to-day basis up at UTSA. My focus is on the fundamentals and basically to get these kids to see what the preparations are like, what it means to prepare on a day-to-day basis with one goal in mind. What are their focuses? What are they focusing on? How are they picturing themselves, 4 months from now, when they've got to line up, in front of their home crowd?
This is our 4th camp that we've done here in Cayman, and my first time being in the Cayman Brac. So it's nice to see all the new facilities they have here in Cayman Brac. We got to see the new turf field that they have around the track, the pool that they have, so we're excited. I was here at the last Carifta Games in Cayman. So this one's going to be great. We want great exposure here within the community. We want these athletes to succeed here. So the pressure is high. They feel it. I can tell coming in. They want to make the championships. And so we're just kind of mentally and physically explaining to them what it's going to be like when all the other countries are here, the pressure that's going to be put on them, because they're actually hosting it. And so just going through the fundamentals, they're already in good shape. Their coaches have done a great job. And so just go over the fundamentals and the key aspects of what it's going to take to get them to the next level.
The 11 aspiring athletes on Cayman Brac took part in intensive drills, testing their endurance and learning what it takes to make it to the top of their game. The 2019 Carifta Games will take place right here in the Cayman Islands from April 20th to the 22nd this year. In other news, a number of new neighborhood watch programs have been launched in West Bay by the RCIPS. Community police officers reported 2 new watches being formed in areas that have never had a watch or community group before. Police Sergeant Lang Hall says things are heading in the right direction, and they're now seeing the results of outreach efforts throughout the year by officers. The officers started by going door to door in different areas of West Bay, introducing themselves and asking if people wanted to join their WhatsApp groups for notifications. Now, before the reinvigorating of community policing in early 2018, a number of watches across the district were dormant. CPD officers facilitated the reactivation of those throughout the year and have also worked hard to add new ones. Anyone who's interested in starting a neighborhood watch anywhere throughout the islands should contact their local police station or beat officer. An interactive map of the islands with the beats and contact information for officers can be found online at rcips.ky. Well, certificate and badge of honor nominations are being sought by His Excellency the Governor, Mr. Martin Roper. Members of the public are invited to submit nominations for the Cayman Islands Certificate and Badge of Honor year-round. Now, recommendations for the Certificate and Badge of Honor are considered locally, and successful nominees will normally be recognized at the annual Queen's Birthday celebrations. Nominations must be supported by a detailed description of the nominee's achievements. Details of how to prepare honors nominations can be found online at gov.uk/honors. Nomination forms are available online on the front page of the gov.ky website. Now, while all recommendations will be acknowledged, the Governor's office cannot enter into discussion about any action taken on them. For further information, you can contact the Governor's office at staffoff@candw.ky. Well, if you missed today's news update, you can go to the Cayman Islands Government Facebook page as well as the CIG Television YouTube channel for the latest. For now, I'm Donna Bush, as always, thanking you for joining me, wishing you a wonderful and, of course, a safe night, and hoping you'll join me back here again tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye for now.
Boating, fishing, and water sports in the Cayman Islands are great, but keep a cool head. Here are 7 tips for fun and safe sea outings. Number 1. Use a checklist to plan your outing. Check the weather forecast, make a float plan, and share it with someone who is remaining on land, stating where you're going, with whom, and when you're expected to return. Visit your nearest marine supply store to get your safety gear. This includes signaling mirrors, whistles, and a flare kit. It's also very important to have onboard flotation devices and life vests for each person. There are different types of vests. Some are for water sport activities such as snorkeling, and others are for going on offshore boating or on fishing trips. Number 2. These items can be lifesavers in case of an accident or bad weather. Number 3. Use a motor kill switch, especially if you're boating alone. In case of a leak or breakdown, always stay with the boat until help arrives. If you capsize, an emergency beacon or locator device can send a distress signal to inform the authorities of your location. Larger flares will indicate distress to a boat, airplane, or search and rescue officials. Number 4. In addition to sunscreen, food, and beverages, it would be smart to have a cell phone. Make sure your marine radio works. Cayman's boaters use Channel 16 to communicate. Number 5. Also, don't forget your anchor and sufficient rope. Number 6. Boat operators should be familiar with the local waters and reefs, as well as the capabilities and functions of the vessels they are using. Always obey the rules of the sea and the marine environment, and have courtesy for others. Number 7. Alcohol and salt water do not mix, especially if you're the captain. Some useful contact numbers are 911. The RCIPS Marine Base is 649-7710, and the Port Authority is 949-2055. Smooth sailing, all!